Welcome back to the episode of my trading vlog. Today, I'm just going to be talking about Playboy. A few of you are following me for this, and we're seeing comments on YouTube a little bit, so I'm like, hey, you know what? This is for you guys. Obviously, I do this for myself as well. It's going to be good to talk about this. Just vlogging here. Let's get going. This is a complex Elliott wave analysis. It doesn't predict the future, but it tells us which way we have been going, and maybe we can then make a projection of where we're going to be in the future. Now, really quickly, the zigzag pattern is pretty complicated. Basically, you get three waves, and we label them A, B, and C. And when they're complex waves, we go W, X, Y. What I'm showing is 3 wave degrees in which we get that 3-wave motion, and it starts in the white color, and then it goes into the yellow color, and then blue. So we've got like this, color-coded system, so I don't have to actually remember that, oh yeah, that's the primary cycle and super cycle degrees, because that's kind of arbitrary. Like, names are stupid. It's just white, yellow, blue. So we have 3 waves of white, A, B, and C, building into the first yellow W. This pullback here is X, and we launched into Y, and this gave us the peak. And this was a massive rally, right? Like, holy cow, the amplitude of this thing is just insane. Like, wicked stuff. I would challenge your notion of volume through here. We only got a big volume spike right here as we took off. And so that's where I'm starting most of these measurements from, is from this single point back here. That doesn't mean that you have to do that, but that's what I chose to do. And you'll notice that I'm actually taking my time ratios. I'm starting them from like the ultimate low, not from that point. And the reason why I did that is because I could take this ultimate low, the highest high, and just project that out 100%. Because typically these waves take the same amount of time in a measured move. And sure enough, right here at 200%, guess what? We found a bottom just miraculously, and price took off. Of course, I was not able to actually time that, because the original measurement was from here, and that did not correctly predict where the bottom was. It did get close though. I wasn't really sure where I wanted to put that, but I think the lowest low there is really where it should be. And so I could even possibly take all of these measurements and also pull them back, now that I know that this is probably where it belongs. Nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. We appear now to finally be out of the second phase of this measured move, which is to say the counter trend. And I'm showing this as A, B, and C in yellow, building into X of blue, okay? 1, 2, 3. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're looking for another 3 heading higher. And this is good. We've had some volume spikes here, which is fantastic. This is not a lot of volume, and we have to acknowledge that it's not a lot of volume. We also have to acknowledge that earnings didn't actually happen on the 14th like we expected. Rather, Playboy issued a statement saying that they found some errors in the previous quarter's earnings reports about losses they took, and that they were overstated, which is crazy, which means earnings are going to be inherently positive, I believe, in that they're going to say, hey, we didn't lose as much money as we thought we did previously. Hopefully they're making money now. This is the first earnings we'll get after the announcement of having sold the Lovers company, which was something I was waiting for, and that actually marked the low on the chart, which is wild. And so here we go. We're watching the price begin to push much, much higher before earnings are coming out next week, which is really exciting. Hopefully we get up to this downtrend. We can challenge that, grind sideways a little bit, and then if earnings are good, then push us up and out. But again, I'm thinking measured move up, and it's very complex. I think this is the correct Elliott wave analysis. I go into it a lot, but I'm just not going to. Looking for now to reach $1.69. And then if we get the extension up to $2.31, which is really exciting. And when I zoom out on a larger degree, let's see, let's go out to the daily time frame and just turn on like the default chart. You're going to see that we've broken through 2 major downtrends, and we've come down and we've kind of tested these layers of support and resistance near 74 cents. And now we're seeing the price reverse and push higher. This is just so cool. I just love doing this. That simple 3-wave motion up to 230. You can see that there's a bunch of congestion down here in that price range. It would make sense to come back up through there and find some resistance. And who knows, maybe we don't get through there, maybe we do. The next downtrend to break is way up here towards $4 or $5, which I would be looking for. There are price gaps on the daily time frame. That is to say that there is price data here that was not filled. I didn't have any orders filled into it. Let me just turn on the candles between sessions. So you can see here that we had a close at around 319, and then the next day we saw candle open at 313. So there's a tiny little price gap through here, and it didn't get closed, which means there's a likelihood of that happening. I would love to see it off of this next rally up to $3. I really would, especially since I bought more on the dip. Anyway, that's all I want to do is say, hey, Playboy's looking really good. It's starting to catch some attention, I think. There's probably some sort of harmonic pattern through here. I'm sure you could analyze this in a number of ways. Just look at the RSI. We had a big bullish divergence here, and price blew up right after that, and now we're seeing support and resistance at a prior peak. Or I should say a price knot, maybe? At any rate, you can see the RSI has reached oversold just once, nice and cleanly. Well, it's a couple of times, but it makes this nice little divergence. Price pops higher after that. Good sign there. MACD through here is starting to turn green, swoop up. This is a very good cross. I mean, I'm hoping that turns out to be something like this or back here where these crosses produce some pretty good rallies. This was corrective through here, but this is really what I'm hoping for. Is another good, strong surge higher. Implied volatility is not our friend right now. You can see it spiked and then price plummeted, and then it got really wacky. So I'm not reading too much into the implied volatility. Volume is also really hard to read here. It's just kind of atypical, but we did get some nice bottoming action through here. And some of these candles, I mean, this is a tricky stock. It really is. If you look at the minute time frame and we go back, geez, that's going to be hard to find, isn't it? But this candle right here, it closed. It could have been a close way up here. It could have been a much more bullish looking candle. We didn't have this big, tall topping wick, but at like the last minute of the day, like price tanked, and it tends to do that. Like you can see that here. In fact, let me turn on the line chart. That'll make it a little more clear. Price tanked after the close and then bounced right back up. And the bid-ask spread is like 6 cents almost, which is crazy too. It's like, that's a massive percentage. And so that's kind of what happened towards the close here. In fact, was this it right here? Yeah, this was it. See, price tanked and then it just like bounced up. And then we saw this happen. Oh, look, there it is again. So there's some wacky price movement through here. It's tricky, it's hard to follow, but I do like seeing it up here at 103. If we can open up there, that'd be fantastic. Maybe we can get even a little gap up, which would be called a rising window. Could be a breakaway gap where we see price then push up much higher. Let's see, the high today was at 103. So if we get, so opening there won't be technically a gap up. Well, I mean, it will be technically a gap up, but we've still got that wick through there. Could be good. Could be good. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned.